Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, why do I have an echo? Oh my goodness, hang on. I don't know if that's an echo. There we go. There are some nights where things work out exactly the way they're supposed to, and then there's some nights where things are just a little chaotic, and tonight has been chaotic. I am officially one of those people that waits until the last minute to do my taxes, and I've been sitting here for the last hour trying to finish up my taxes, and I was so close, and then my kids started freaking out upstairs, and I had to go upstairs and deal with them, and then had to prepare. I did prepare for tonight's episode. I promised you last week that we were going to drink cocktails, and I've got cocktail ingredients. And that was complicated because you'll see that later. But we need to get the important stuff out of the way. This is not a show, lest anybody think that this is a show. It's a happy hour. It's an excuse for us to drink together, which means as you do jump on the live stream, please get on the chat and tell me what it is you are drinking, because what's a happy hour without drinking together? It's just a weird Zoom meeting, and that's not what this is. And actually, we're going to break new ground tonight on tonight's episode. We have never had an official guest on the show before, as far as I can remember, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, like once, but I think that this is our first official guest on the show. And Garrett Hickey, welcome to the Weekly Pint. I'm going to let you tell me what I'm drinking tonight. I have 3 drinks in front of me, 3 beers. When I was driving around today and I was trying to rack my brain about what I was going to drink, and I was like, I've got to have some kind of Speak of the Devil hanging out in my fridge somewhere. I went through every fridge in my house. I think I've drank every ounce of Speak of the Devil that I have in the house. So I didn't have any. So I pulled out 2 beers that I think are kind of in that same vein, and then a third beer that is not even close to that same thing. So I'm going to give you 3 hints, and I will let you choose based on those. These are, let's go the first letter of each of the names of these beers, and you get to pick based on that. I have an E, I have a V, and I have a T.
Oh my God!
This is you're defining my night right now.
Oh man. Let's go with V.
Okay, good choice. This is Viator Obscura from Wandering Monsters. This is the double chocolate, which I'm pretty sure is a medal winner. The double chocolate, isn't that?
I believe that was gold medal at either World Beer Cup 2 years ago or gold last year. I don't remember. It was medal winner at either World Beer Cup or JBF.
I can tell you it's better than the T, which everybody on the live stream can see this. Qingdao from Qingdao Brewery in China, and it's a big old giant can of imported premium lager. It's very cold though, and it does sound refreshing right now. And then the E would be Eye of Providence from 16 Lots. This was their pineapple upside down cake ice cream stout. It's been hanging out in the cellar for a while. So I think you made a good choice. I think this will be good.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to crack it open, and if you guys didn't figure out, we're talking Speak of the Devil Day, because I kind of hinted at it last week and didn't have a ton of information about all the things that are happening. We kind of got a few hints from Blake's podcast a couple weeks ago, but thought it'd be fun to have you on and talk about the celebration.
Yep. We can do that.
Let's start with for anybody that doesn't know what Speak of the Devil is, please kind of fill them in, tell them what the beer is all about.
All right. So Speak of the Devil, similar to Demogorgon, this is our spring barrel age release. Try and keep it around May 13th, or excuse me, April 13th. I'm already a month ahead. If we can, for no other reason than I believe that's when we first did it, and it's close to my dad's birthday. So it's an easy one for us to remember. So this is more dessert focused than even Demogorgon is. For everyone who's had Demogorgon, obviously we do have a very constant dessert theme, but this is uh, like when you're looking at what we have coming out this year, it is like 100%. I mean, we literally have a beer called Decadence. So we're really leaning into the dessert concept. We always do with Speak of the Devil. It's more of our um, we used to do it in bottles. It used to be the only bottle, 100% bottle release. We're doing cans this year. It's just a little bit easier on the brewers when we have a bunch of stuff going on, just to knock out cans as opposed to getting out our single head uh, Blickman beer gun that everybody uses when they're a home brewer. It's a little bit easier just to run the three head wild goose
Right.
canning line. It's a little bit faster. We did three, I believe we did three variants in a day, which we absolutely could not have done without it being like a 12, 14 hour day.
Is th-
Um,
is there any thought when it comes to those beers that are in cans versus bottles about how quickly you want people to drink them, or how much you want them to kind of uh, save them and cellar them, or whatever us nerds do? Is there any thought to that, or is it just pure uh, ease of packaging and speed of packaging?
it definitely uh, does or did have some bearing on what we were doing. I like to do that's bottles are always perceived as like a higher quality product. I think in bottles, I think that perception has kind of gone away over the years. But like back, I mean, even we started doing this. I think this is the fourth year that we've done Speak of the Devil. 4 years ago, the craft beer market was completely different, and that the bottled product definitely had a higher end perception. I think as we've moved on, you've kind of lost that a little bit. Um, it's not necessarily something that matters to anybody. I think like it's nice to have. Um, it's nice to be able to get a 2 pack of a beer that you really liked on our end. And I mean, honestly, like especially for this one. I mean, we switched master blend last year from a bomber to cans. Obviously switched Speak of the Devil to cans this year. It's just like it's so much easier for us, and it's so much easier on Andy, our creative guy, to do labels because we just have a set format. It's just like it's easier across the board. And unfortunately, or fortunately, whether if you like bottles, sorry. If you prefer cans, great. I just don't. I don't think there's a. I don't think there's a huge difference for storage purposes. Honestly, if anything, a can is better for storage purposes anyway than a bottle would be.
I have a couple thoughts about that. Number one, like it does make some kind of a difference to me, and I think in a good way. Like I am way more likely to crack open a can on any given night than I am a bottle, and I still don't know why that perception exists with me, but it does. Like I feel like the bottle is supposed to be more of a special occasion for whatever reason. But the second
Yeah,
thought that I still have not found any good data about, but over time, aging things in cans. Have you seen any kind of studies about what alcohol does to any of those liners in the cans?
I know like back very early on, there was concern with like sour, like lower pH product in a can.
Right.
I know that there was actually some like not even studies, but actual like hard evidence that those liners would dissolve. At this point, it doesn't. They've changed the way that they do those liners. It's not a. It used to be like basically a sleeve within a sleeve. If you thought of like the liner as one sleeve and then the can as another sleeve, now it's a sprayed on inside the liner. So there's really nothing to like dissolve.
Right.
If you like get what I'm saying about that sleeve within the sleeve. I mean, we've aged. I've got beers from um, back when we did our first collab with Platform, which I believe was like maybe 2017, early 2017. And the can is still holding up just fine. I mean, I haven't opened the beer, but we open beers that have been sitting around for. years at some point, and sitting warm in our office that have been sitting like warm, high alcohol. There's never really any issues with it. I think the that is like one of the yeah, that is one of the problems that you run into when people are thinking about cans, is that back 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there was a perception that a can was more likely to break down. And now that's just like not the case with modern canning technology.
I wonder if there are still, because you still hear people that talk about like how if you get a beer in a can, it's going to make the beer taste like aluminum, because and like they still
Right.
don't really, and so I wonder if there is some kind of perception about that too. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I think I mean, I'm sure there's it's the perception of, I gotta, whenever you get a can at a concert or a stadium or whatever, and it's been sitting around for 7 months, and it's been hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold for 6 straight months, it's gonna taste gross. It might not even be the metallic taste that you taste, might not even be a a product of the can. It's just a product of the oxidation that's taking place inside the can from it being just stored improperly.
Right. Chris is on the chat and he says that he is good friends with somebody that holds the patent on the coating they use for cans. Maybe
There
we
you
need
go.
to shoot an email. Figure this out once and for all. So let's roll through the variants, because I think I missed a couple of them when I started kind of trying to figure them out last week. The
So you
variants
are
for
not
the
the only one. I I
well,
have
yeah,
not.
one of the variants that I missed was because you couldn't remember one of the
Yeah,
variants.
yeah. Saturday during our VIP event, I was printing out our order form, and I forgot that we had six variants. Yep, we had six variants. I have forgotten one consistently. I forgot one this morning when we were talking about it. So uh, we can. I'll just run through. I have it in front of me, so I don't forget one. Um, so we have Decadence, which is aged in apple brandy maple syrup barrels, and it's like a couple different types of nuts, coconut, um, bee pollen. And I think that might be it. Brewer's Breakfast, which is um, again a couple different types of nuts, coffee, coconut, and maple syrup. Nocino, again, sorry, the Brewer's Breakfast was aged in that apple brandy maple syrup barrel as well. Nocino, which is aged or was aged in Watershed's Nocino barrels, or one single barrel. So we have a fairly limited amount of that one. That is definitely our most limited variant,
that might
except
be
for
the
Brewer's
that
Breakfast.
might of course be the one that I'm the most excited about.
Yeah,
I
that one
love
was really
Nocino.
good. We took that one to New Grooves Woodstock in South Carolina. It was very popular. So then we have Chimperata, which is panela, coffee, and cinnamon, espresso roast coffee and cinnamon, and then German chocolate, which is a repeat, and it's the only repeat. It's toasted. I mean, you know, like German chocolate is toasted coconut
Right.
and chocolate. And then there's banana bread, which is wild Thai banana, freeze dried banana, cinnamon, vanilla, and cocoa nibs.
Yeah, they all sound fantastic, but that Nocino, I think that I'm a sucker for like a unique barrel. I think that I've kind of figured that over time. Like the first time that I tried something out of one of those apple brandy barrels, it just kind of it blew me away because it was such a different flavor than what I was used to. And every time I get to try something that's just a little bit different, um, uh, I think it like that's what hooks me. And so when I hear something like that, especially when it's a product like the Nocino that I love by itself, I just yeah I need it in my life. I need more things like that in my life. How do you guys? How much of your acquiring barrels is through like what are they brokers, like a barrel broker, versus how much is it relationships with actual places and kind of forming those relationships over time?
I mean, at this point, it's mostly brokers. It kind of depends on what the barrel is. Like the Nocino barrel was through Josh at Pretentious up in Columbus.
Right.
He had the relationship with Watershed. I saw that he had gotten them previously. Told him if he ever got one and was willing to spare one to let me know. So he got that for us. Uh, the apple brandy maple syrup barrels, those are super limited from a broker, and that's entirely based on a relationship. It's if just like being on the email list of the person who sells the barrels, like if you're on the pre-sell list, I guess. So sometimes you get lucky and you get put on those broker lists, and the brokers get just as good as barrels as you can get. If you ever see us get interesting new riff barrels, that's a prior relationship. But
Right.
most of our barrels are coming from brokers at this point.
Well, it used to be like when people first started barrel aging things here in Cincinnati. Not first started barrel aging overall because it was just bourbon barrels then. But like,
Right.
but even like when you first started seeing it happen here in Cincinnati, like it was hard to find unique barrels. It was hard to get those, and all
Yes.
of the barrels were coming from some kind of relationship. The barrel brokers didn't exist yet, and so like it was you just saw a lot of kind of the same thing over and over. And like honestly, as this market has adjusted and changed and those brokers have come along, like you do start seeing more unique things out in the market that um, are better for us drinkers in the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say uh, the benefit of bourbon, the explosion of bourbon, is that we brewers um, get to uh, the benefit of like them dumping distillers dumping more barrels and dumping more unique barrels as well. Especially like I just looked at my email because we bought some barrels that I'd never seen before. We got some for this 420 28. Speak of the devil, we got some Blanton's barrels, which I'd never seen before. They had offered in the email, they offered Eagle Rare and Blanton's barrels. The Eagle Rare barrels they had. I'm literally pulling this up as we talk. They had 70 Blanton's barrels and 18 Eagle Rare barrels available when they
Wow.
emailed us. The Eagle Rare barrels were sold out in like a minute, and the Blanton's barrels were sold out in like an hour.
That's
Um,
insane.
yeah,
I
so
mean,
that's
it's not insane. I mean, it makes sense. You know, like
right.
you think about how much beer is sitting in barrels right now around the country, and like it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was the Eagle Rare thing was like it would have been great to get um, an Eagle Rare barrel, but I was just as excited to get the Bland's barrels.
So, Speak of the Devil Day is this weekend, Saturday,
Yes.
from 10
Yes.
starts at 10 a.m.
Yep.
You mentioned things like the Nocino barrel aged. It's gonna go fast. There will be things on tap all day. You will get to try. You'll be
Yes.
able to try things. But if you want to snag cans of, especially if you want to snag cans of all of them, you got to get there early because they are going to go fast. I want people to understand that it's not the whole beer release culture thing. We don't need to dive into it because everybody understands it's different now than it used to be. But the thing that still exists is if you want to get your hands on something and you want to make sure that you get your hands on it, you have to get there at the beginning because things are going to go
Yeah.
fast.
It's a little bit more limited as well than we had in the past. Just be based on the nature of like us producing less beer, less Speak of the Devil each year. This is probably the most limited amount of draft and cans that we'll have. We have and significantly less than you would expect. Like if you've been to Demogorgon and you know how much beer we have for that, we have a lot less Speak of the Devil than we normally have for Demogorgon. So if you're expecting a Demogorgon type thing where we still have it at noon, we still have it on Sunday, I don't know that I can guarantee all of the variants will still be there throughout the weekend.
I mean, to me, that's the way it should be. Like as much as I'm a bad beer consumer right now. Like it's hard for me to get the places that I want to get to in a timely fashion, and sometimes I miss out on things that I wanted to get. But that's kind of the way I want it to be. I don't want I want if I want to get something, I want to have to go there during the event, and I want to have to get there early, and I want to have to make a day out of it. That's the way it's to me it's supposed to be. Like their special releases should not be something that you can just stroll in on a Tuesday afternoon after you get off work. Like, oh yeah, that happened last weekend. I'll take a 4 pack of that or a 2 pack of that.
Yeah,
That's my opinion. So I think
yeah,
that
for
I
sure.
think it all kind of works out to give it kind of that special feeling, I guess that we all still want. Um,
For sure.
before I let you go, if anybody in the chat has any questions for Garrett, please feel free to drop them in there. I saw a couple people throwing some stuff in there. It didn't look like anything on topic, but that's kind of the way this show works. Um, I think Zach says to tell you. He says, thanks for turning him on to Bellbrook Brewing Company. Met the owner today,
Oh
and
yeah.
he is super cool.
Oh yeah.
Um, that's all I'm seeing on a quick scroll through here. Um, Chris mentions that, meanwhile, why craft breweries are snagging up all these great barrels a little bit easier, all of the Scotch producers are struggling to get barrels as they're harder to get.
Yes, this is true.
Well, they can just deal with it. um, I'm curious to see how the Scotch market kind of changes over these next couple years as places like Canada are not stocking as much bourbon as they've been in previous years for obvious reasons, and
Right.
drinkers there kind of start looking for other things. I think it's gonna be a weird few years here as we go forward to see what people are kind of leaning into. Um,
Definitely.
what are you drinking these days? What is it that you like when you kick back on a Friday night and you open up your fridge? What are you grabbing?
Ooh. Trying to think. I mean, right now I don't have anything in my fridge. I have been drinking a lot of beer that people have been dropping off at the brewery. We just had a brewery called Spyglass in for a collab, and they brought a bunch of beer. So I've drank a bunch of New Englands with them last week, and then we went to Tiki Tiki Bang Bang
Uh,
for some tiki drinks. So that was last Friday. That's about all I can remember drink wise as of late.
are you a seasonal drinker, or are you kind of like, look, I'm crushing New England's all year round and I don't care, or lagers all year round and I don't care, or does it shift and
Mm,
change with the seasons for you?
it kind of just depends on what I like that is on tap right now. I've been drinking our dry Irish stout almost exclusively. So I guess that's what I'm drinking if I have my choice. I've been drinking our dry Irish stout. Been drinking that since it came out in the middle of January, and we are on our last few kegs. And I'm regretting. It's gonna be a bummer when we run out because that's been my favorite beer that we have by far.
I love a good dry Irish stout.
Yes, for sure.
Zach wants to know if he says if there will be any remaining. Speaking of the Devils only, I'm trying to understand this. Will they hit distro around Cincy? So I think he's asking if there's any left. Will any of them hit distro?
Oh, I don't know. We will see how much we have left. That's normally how we decide. We normally will give it a full week of sales in the tap room, so they won't hit distro until 4:20 if they hit distro at all.
I would say don't risk it. Get to the tap room. That's my advice.
I mean, especially if you're interested in Nocino or Brewer's Breakfast.
Yes, that no
Those would be
Chino.
the
No
two.
Chino.
Those will be the two that will be gone.
Well, is there anything else you want people to know before I let you go and dive into cocktail?
I think we covered just about all of it.
Yeah, get to the tap room. That's the important thing. Get out there, even if you're not like a huge stout fan. Get out there, try a couple, and then crush a whole bunch of whatever is left of the dry Irish. I guess that would be a stout too. Of whatever other
Yes.
beer on tap that you would want to. I assume there's something else that is not a stout on
We've
tap.
got
There's
we've
probably
got
a couple.
four
Hey,
other beers releasing this week. So we've
four
got
other ones
we've
releasing.
yeah, we just canned up two lager or
Oh, that's right.
Mexican lager with lime, and then we do on Friday. We haven't put this up, but we got a West Coast IPA, like super traditional Simcoe Centennial, that kind of thing, and then Summertime Sadness, which was a running back a collab with Solemn Oath, which is a rye pale ale with nectar on. Ugh, I don't even remember, but nectar on Citra and something else. But I don't remember what the third hop is. But that'll be out on Friday as well. So we have plenty of new beers for anyone who doesn't want to drink stouts this weekend.
Well, I know even mentioning West Coast IPA will perk up the ears of a few people on this live stream, because it's hard to find a proper West Coast IPA these days.
Yes, yes, it is. I agree.
Well, I appreciate you making some time to jump on here. I know that it's
Yeah,
late
no
on
problem.
a Monday, the most inefficient time to do a podcast, but
All good.
that's the way it works in my world.
I get it.
Well, I
All
appreciate it,
right.
man. We'll talk
Yep.
soon.
Yep. Talk to
All
you later.
right, cheers.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Huge shout out to Garrett for making a few minutes to hang out and talk to me. I do want to, not just on this show, but I think we're gonna start doing more remote podcasting just to make sure that we can start getting this cadence of podcasting up, because my schedule has been insane. And I know that I've said that a lot over the last couple years, but it has been absolutely brutal trying to figure all this out. I've been teasing it. We didn't do a schnappening at the top of the show because we're drinking we're drinking our Becherovka in a cocktail. And as I'm saying this, I just no, I can measure with it. I didn't get like a jigger to measure, but I've got something that can make that work. I didn't even talk about this beer since we were in a conversation. This is the double chocolate Viator Obscura. Viator. I don't even know how you pronounce it, but it's freaking delicious. I can tell you that. It's not super chocolatey. Like, it's not like over the top. It's not like drinking liquefied chocolate, which I really, really appreciate. I think sometimes my perception stops me from like picking up some beers that I would probably enjoy, because I've been like so burnt over the last I don't know, 4 or 5 years of some beers that are just too much adjunct. And we do have plenty of breweries around us, like Streetside and like Wandering Monsters and plenty of other ones that do find a way to let the adjunct show, but not let it kind of overwhelm everything else. And this is a great example of it. It's definitely chocolate. Like, there's a really great like brownie kind of chocolate, like baker's chocolate, and like almost like a sweet brownie kind of thing. It smells really good. Mm. And it just keeps getting better as it warms up. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's like it's like brownie batter, like a brownie batter stout. Um, it's no wonder that did win gold medal, because it's a great beer. Um, while I am making a cocktail, we should probably talk about, I don't know, something. I didn't actually write down any of the things that I popped in my notes, so I don't know. Speak of the devil, we did talk about that. Oh, okay. Here's a good topic. What's going on at Brink right now? So I don't think I mentioned this on last week's episode at all, but I have received several messages from several different people telling me and giving me a heads up that they had been at Brink in the Brink tap room and were concerned about. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust lights. Wow, I am talking, and that is not easy to do. Um, that they had been in the Brink tap room and were concerned with the beer selection. Not that there was not any beer available, but that the beer that was available was not all Brink's beer, and the style selection was a little strange, and things just didn't feel like normal Brink. The concern, obviously, well, I say obviously, but it seems like not everybody um, has the same concerns. When you walk into a tap room, and that's the case, and we've seen this throughout the history of several other local breweries, when they start serving other strange beers, something is changing and something is evolving, and what that is can be vastly different things. Luckily, hopefully, luckily, Brink did post about it this week. They posted that. Actually, let's pull up. Ryan says, "Did they have Elvis juice on tap?" No, they had local beers on tap, like other local craft breweries, which was already a better sign than Elvis juice. But let's see. Let's pull up their social media here and see how they worded this. Okay, they said, this was from a couple days ago. It says, fresh beers in the tanks are on the way next week, just in time to save those thirsty palates. We've got Kiki Lager, which is a lemongrass lager, Hopperatic West Coast IPA, and Kaiju Hazy Pale Ale. Then more batches after that, and more after that, and so on and so forth. We had some small brewery, quote-unquote, technical difficulties and fewer options on the menu recently, but fear not, help is on the way. Still plenty of great beers on tap this weekend, but we'd like to see our taps full too. So they're acknowledging that things were weird, and they were acknowledging that things were a little bit off due to what they're calling technical difficulties, and that they are working to get it back to the way it's supposed to be. I'm not going to speculate on what those technical difficulties are. I don't know. I don't know that it matters. I mean, it probably does matter a little bit, but I think more importantly, it's good to acknowledge that they are acknowledging it because not everybody does. And we've, again, seen plenty of examples where a brewery will evolve beyond what we want them to be. Let's make a cocktail. All right, let's get some Becherovka. Hopefully we've got enough. The cocktail that I've decided to make, and I have some things that I could make multiple if I get spunky here. This is called Becker's Mai Tai, kind of tiki inspired. It says an exotic yet delicious cocktail. This is from the Becherovka website. I figured that is the best place to go for the perfect Becherovka cocktail. An exotic yet delicious cocktail. Prepare some good music and start mixing. I didn't prepare any good music. I didn't do that. Everybody sing at home, and that'll be the music. And start mixing. For more intense herbal taste, you can use Becherovka unfiltered instead of original. I didn't even notice that. That's a thing? What? Products. Hang on. Now I'm going down a rabbit hole. All right. Becherovka is the original. That's the one we have. But oh my gosh, there's all kinds of things. Oh, you guys. Becherovka fruits and herbs. There's a Becherovka lime and basil, Becherovka grapefruit and hops. What? Becherovka lemon? Becherovka orange and ginger? Becherovka unfiltered? Becherovka cordial? Why have I not looked at... Oh no, what is this? Becherovka KV14. Czech aperitif created for those who enjoy bitter taste. I do enjoy bitter taste. It has a distinctive herbal taste with fresh notes of orange and dry red wine. What? What? Why? Why do I? What? Oh no, we gotta get in the truck. How do I find all these beverages? I gotta do some research. I gotta figure out if I can order them online, if they have them at Party Source. Um, I okay. I was not mentally prepared for this. Okay. First let's get some ice in. Oh, I'm so thrown off right now. Get some ice in our glass. This ice is probably half melted. That's all right. That's good. And we'll get a cocktail shaker. Get some ice in there. Okay. I need all of the Becherovka. Do you think they make a Becherovka variety pack? Okay. This calls for, oh crap, milliliters. Okay, let's convert this to ounces because I'm not doing all of that. This is what David is good for. Convert this to something I can understand. Okay. That does not help at all. All right, we're going to go. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. These are not going to convert easily. That's okay. We need around. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we'll go 3/4 of an ounce of Becherovka. This, for the record, is not anywhere close to a proper Mai Tai, and I understand that. I am not claiming that this is a proper Mai Tai, nor do I think the folks at Becherovka are claiming that this is anywhere close to a proper Mai Tai. All right, Becherovka original, not unfiltered, because I didn't know that existed. Man, that is like simultaneously the most exciting and most disappointing thing that has happened to me in a very long time, is finding out that that even exists. Why are all my lights just off today? I also can't. There we go. One of these days we'll get this figured out. Okay, we've got our Becherovka. See if I can stay focused. Oh, we need some white rum. Don't worry, I've got white rum. Got that bottle of Cooper Island that we're working through. Speaking of Elvis juice. Okay. Got the 3/4 of an ounce of white rum. Now we need dark rum. We've got that too. I think pretty much all of these are just equal amounts. Okay. Got some dark rum. This is either going to be delicious or terrible. Okay. We need some amaretto. So I think this is supposed to be kind of like the the orgeat component, except not. And they want a little bit less of this. We'll go right about there. It's fine. It's a very dusty bottle. I guess I haven't been consuming very much amaretto lately. Okay. We need about 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice. Let's see if we can get 3/4 of an ounce out of this lime. I don't know if we're going to. Sometimes you get really good limes, and sometimes you get really bad ones. This is a lousy lime. I might have to go get the juicer to get all the juice out. Oh, I love the smell of lime juice. See, I didn't get all of the tools that I needed. I always forget something. All right, hang on. I'm going to go get a juicer, see if I can. Now my hands are covered in lime juice. All right. We'll get this. What was this thing called again? A Becher Mai Tai? Something like that. Yeah, it's amazing at how inefficient I am about juicing a lime. See how much more I can get out of this one that I already finished. Look at that. See, there was plenty of juice in there. All right. Got our lime juice. Now that I'm good and sticky, we need, okay, here's where things get a little off because it needs passion fruit juice. I don't have any passion fruit juice in the house. I did have, this is pineapple and passion fruit, which I think is pretty close. That's pretty good. Right about there. This is going to be pretty good, I think. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got our rum, got our amaretto, passion fruit juice. Yeah, okay. I think we're good. Now we can shake the crap out of it. Anybody that's ever seen me mix a drink, you know that the most important thing is your shake face. Gotta look happy. Okay. Now we're gonna get that poured over ice. That looks good. Looks like a tiki drink to me. It's not terrifying. It's a happy shake face. All right. Now we need to garnish. Let's hit it with some orange. Little oh, that smells so good. Get a little piece of orange. Get that on there. That's nice and tropical. I guess I shouldn't have put it in my ice in case I want to use that. It's all right. And then we'll go, since it's a tiki drink. Oh, I should have got a tiki mug. Go some mint. Get that in there. And we're going to go real fancy. Get a cinnamon stick. And that, what's this thing called again? Becker's Mai Tai. Just put all this orange pulp on the floor. That's fine. The dog will be down here at some point and get it. All right. Probably should have got myself a straw, too, because that's going to be hard to drink. That is a good-looking drink, though. Look at that. That is worthy of the weekly pint. That is beyond worthy of the weekly pint. This is way too fancy for this show. All right. See what it tastes like. Okay, that's pretty good. Julia says that orange looks dry. It is not dry, actually. It's no, it's fine. That's great. I mean, it's not a Mai Tai, that's for sure. Not even close to being a Mai Tai. Evidently, something's going on with Facebook. Facebook doesn't like the chat anymore. There is, I don't know. I mean, I could give you a link to just the chat, but that wouldn't really help. Maybe it's actually a Facebook change. That's possible. Facebook does like to just randomly change things and not tell anybody. I don't think that would be something on my end that I can think of. That's a great drink. They did have listed on there, now that I've filled that glass, when you pull up the Becherovka website, or at least how to enjoy Becherovka. Okay, the very top of the cocktails section, it says the iconic Beton. Enjoy a simple yet delicious mix of Becherovka and tonic that was first presented at a Montreal exhibition in Canada in 1967. Ever since, Beton has gained popularity around the world, and in 2019 became a Czech national cocktail. Okay, I feel like I should try one of those too. I assume I just... Is there a link for that? Oh, the original Beton. Joe says, any thoughts on the announcement from Mad Tree about the new alcove coming to Summit Park? Yes, we should talk about that too. I do. Yes. Thank you for mentioning. Getting me back on track. The Beton is 40 milliliters of Becherovka and 100 milliliters of tonic water, slice of lemon for a garnish. All right, let's do that. Let's make one of those too. Hang on. I should have something I can use. It won't be a full-size cocktail, but we'll get it. Yes, so we had kind of been hearing rumors that that Mad Tree was going to be opening another location. And then the rumors continued that location was going to be another alcove location, which makes sense, I guess. You know, if depending on where you want to put it, I get it. Let's try to eyeball this here. Okay, we have like just a little bit left. This might be the night. The news came out today. They sent out a press release and announced that location was Summit Park. they are opening up um, another Mad Tree right across the park from Mad Tree. When I first heard it, it didn't make a lot of sense. I don't understand why you need to open a Mad Tree across the park from Mad Tree. But the more I think about it, the more I think it makes a lot of sense. The alcove and Mad Tree, both Parks and Rec and Oakley, are very different spaces. I think Chris says they should have come up with another name. I don't think so. I think I think Alcove by Mad Tree. I think it's smart. I think that it's maybe not quite enough separation, but it can be as it kind of evolves a little bit more. This is definitely a Mad Tree space, but I think that it is unique enough that people will start over time not associating it as much with Mad Tree as Mad Tree, if that makes sense. Especially if you get way more of like a cocktail focus, wine focus, very different menu than what you're getting at Parks and Rec. I think it's smart. This is supposed to have a lemon garnish. So there we go. All right. The iconic Béton. Oh, yeah, that's all kinds of delicious. Needs more ice. It's not quite as cold as I wanted it to be, but Julia says, how long before Summit Park is renamed to Mad Tree Parks and Rec? I do think that I wish the new alcove was somewhere else. I think that there are still plenty of parts of greater Cincinnati that could use a Mad Tree location. But at the same time, I get why you would want more of a presence at Summit Park. It is such a great location. And since Brown Dog closed, it left that space open. It's a big location. It doesn't have as much personality as any of the other Mad Tree spots do. I think that's the biggest thing that jumps out to me is that Oakley, obviously with the airplane hangar and all that stuff, it's a cool space. Converted factory, like it's a neat reuse of a space. Obviously, the original alcove in the former Weilert's, which is a historic bar here in Cincinnati, birthplace of the World Series, which is a great story if anybody ever wants to dig into that. And then I think with the conversion of the airplane hangar with Parks and Rec, all of them feel like they have very strong personalities to the actual spaces that they're in. And this is not that type of space. So I'm curious to see how they kind of do it and how they kind of give it some personality, or if they do, if they just kind of let it be a nice fancy kind of brunch space. That's a thought that I didn't think of either. Does this mean that we will stop seeing brunch at Parks and Rec if you've got alcove right across the park that is the brunch spot? I don't know. There's lots of questions now. I think it's going to be good for Summit Park. I think that an alcove location is way better than Brown Dog. Maybe it's because Brown Dog called the cops on us one time, but you know. Chris says, looks like it was a Chrome issue. I think it goes away with Firefox, at least on my computer. That makes even less sense. I still blame Facebook. All right, these cocktails. I think I'm liking the Mai Tai, the non Mai Tai Mai Tai. Mm. Both delicious, but in very different ways. This is very sweet. The Becherovka definitely plays a back seat to the other stuff that's going on, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. This is very Becherovka forward, very bitter kind of spritzery. It's like a gin and tonic with a little bit more herbs, an herbal gin and tonic. But yeah, they're good. Look, Becherovka is great by itself, but if you need to put it in a cocktail, it does work really good too. I think that's what we learned. What else did we learn today? We learned that Speak of the Devil is going to be awesome. And then if you want to drink all of the Speak of the Devil, you probably need to get there early. Chris says, never mind, I didn't see Marco's post. I don't know what to tell you guys. If, there is... I don't know if it would benefit me or not. There is some ways that I could embed the stream into my website, and you guys could just view it there, and then get the chat from everywhere there. I don't know why that wouldn't be. I mean, it would take some traffic away from Facebook, but I don't know that I really care if there's traffic on Facebook versus somewhere else. I don't know. It's probably better in the long run just to have it on my website. Chris says you shouldn't have to fix something that worked fine 3 weeks ago. That is the name of the game. When you are dealing with social media, you're just constantly trying to adjust to the things they change. It's like, usually it's not like big changes that anybody notices, but it's just constant, like little changes. Julia says, we can see it all on your stream. We just can't respond on Facebook to someone directly in a thread. But you can't see, can you? Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. I mean, that's it's fine, but it is annoying. Yeah, there's no other way for me to fix it. I could give you a link where you could have the stream up on like your TV or your computer or wherever you watch the show. Where do you watch the show? I'm curious. Everybody tell me where you're watching the show. Do you watch it on your phone? Are you like sitting in bed or sitting on your couch like watching things on your phone or your iPad, or do you have it on a TV? Like I watch almost everything on my TV, even like YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm curious. But you could still have like the actual show up there, and then I could get you a link for just the chat on your phone, and you could just comment there. I think I could do that pretty easy and without costing myself any more money. Ryan says on his phone. Alex is on his phone. Okay. I have seen specifically on YouTube specifically, not as much on Facebook, but the amount of people that watch on TVs has gone up dramatically over the last year or two. Get a lot of traffic from people on TVs, which I think is great. Eric says usually on a phone, but sometimes on a laptop. Marco says 2 screens, bro. TV for the view and volume, phone for the chatting. Let's see, Marco's got it. Joe says I watch on my TV via Apple TV, and then I can comment on my phone with the YouTube app. That's the thing too. I think that YouTube specifically, their interface on live streams is not nearly as good as Facebook to be able to watch the stream and chat at the same time. Oh, Marco's got it really crazy. He's got YouTube on the TV and then Facebook for the phone chat. See, that's the thing too with the people chatting on different platforms. Like it works, and you guys can see everybody chatting on the stream, and I that's great. But it still isn't as intuitive as I want it to be. Like it should just be easier. All of this should be way easier, and it's a little disappointing that it's not. Mm. You know what's not disappointing? These Becherovka cocktails. Okay, let's doctor this up. Let's do what should we do? Okay. We could take our spent fruit. Let's do this. All right, let's put our spent fruit in the shaker. Got some oranges and some limes. Okay. And our remaining Becherovka. Okay. And then what do we need? We'll do some more cinnamon. Put a cinnamon stick in here. Shove that down in there. Okay. Let's squeeze some of this orange in there. Help if I hold the knife, right? Okay. Sit there. Go. This is a big old piece of fruit. I don't even have a shaker or a squeezer big enough for an orange. All right. Okay. Got some orange. Oh, it smells good. Ooh, Julia says, then pour both of the cocktails into the shaker for the ultimate cuvee. All right, let's do that. Okay. Let's do the whole thing just like that. And whole thing just like that. Okay. Hopefully that's enough liquid for a good cocktail. Okay. All right, cuvee time. Got some more ice. We can get all fancy. That's it. It's not even that much ice. All right. It's a very weird shake. It's full of fruit. Oh, and we have carbonation. Oh no. I didn't think there was that much tonic in there. It would be an issue, but it is. It's an issue. Okay, it's oozing everywhere. That's all right. It's okay. That's a pretty good sized cocktail still. All right. There's probably a lot of orange juice in this. Okay, man. There's just juice and tonic and Becherovka all over everything. All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does smell like orange juice. Mm-hmm. It's also got chunks of fruit in it. It's very orangey. I do get a lot of cinnamon. That's good. Okay, let's get It needs what does it need? It needs amaretto. Everything needs amaretto. we go. All right. Ooh, that smells like a dessert. Ooh, yeah, that's a fun little drink. It's not as good as any of the other drinks that led to it, but yeah, I could drink that. I would. I would drink that. Yeah, if I was like, there's a lot of amaretto. If somebody gave me that as like a dessert drink, I would not turn it down. um, but it's fine. Chris says, "You mean someone other than Di Serono make amaretto?" I think, and I could be wrong on this. I've never like really dug into my Di Serono research. It's one of those brands that I've never really dove into deeply. But I think I know enough that I'm pretty sure that they, as a brand, separate themselves from amaretto. They are not amaretto. They are a different product. I don't know what that product is because it certainly tastes like amaretto, but I think they consider themselves some kind of like cordial or something. I don't know. Not sure. It's kind of like what's a good example? It's kind of like Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels is not a bourbon, even though it's kind of a bourbon. It's kind of like that. Okay. Look, if this is the way the Becherovka has to die in this house, it's a valiant death. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's going to drive me nuts now. Let's do it this way. Let's see. Does Di Serono consider themselves amaretto? Okay. It's AI, my Google AI results, because that's, I guess, now what it gives you, says yes, Di Serono considers themselves the original premium amaretto, though they officially brand it as Di Serono Original rather than just amaretto. While often called an almond liqueur, Di Serono is actually made from apricot kernel oil, sugar, 17 herbs and spices, giving it that characteristic sweet almond. Okay, yada. It was originally named Amaretto di Serono, Amaretto of Serono, before rebranding to just Di Serono. Okay. The brand dropped the word amaretto from the main label around 2001, potentially to distinguish itself from cheaper imitators. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that at some point I heard like an interview or something with Di Serono, that was kind of along those lines, that they were dropping the word amaretto because they wanted to distinguish themselves from amaretto. They were something bigger than amaretto. They were their own thing. Amaretto lasts a long time in my house. Although I do love an amaretto sour. If you put some some high proof bourbon in there too. Jeffrey Morgenthaler has a great amaretto sour recipe that if anybody's a cocktail nerd, dig that up. That's pretty much the only thing that I can think of that I use amaretto for. I can't think of anything else. there might be a couple cocktails that are deep inside of some kind of notebook or something that require a splash of amaretto, but yeah, we don't really consume that much of it. But it'll always be behind my bar. There's a few bottles like that will last like forever, but that always have to be there. Amaretto's definitely one. Peach schnapps always has to be one. I can't think. I'd have to go look to get some other good examples. But those are also like those types of bottles that when you want to have like a well-stocked home bar are the most important. Like it's easy to have like good bourbon and like some gin and a tequila and whatever. That's easy stuff. It's those other random ones that when you just kind of flip open a cocktail book and land on a recipe that'll throw you off. Be like, oh man, yeah, I can't make that. I don't have amaretto or whatever it is. Gotta have them if you want to have a properly stocked home cocktail bar. Okay, let's wrap things up. Because got a busy week. Although tomorrow is, look, as most of you know, typically on Tuesdays, I like to show up and record with Marco and Julia for their podcast, Truth Beer Pod. I'm taking the week off this week, and it's not just a joke. I'm taking the week off because taking my kids to go see the Mario movie, and I am kind of excited about it. It is like the only day off that I've had in the last like 6 months, and will have probably in the next 6 months. So I'm pretty pumped about tomorrow night. I've also got some fun content coming about a particular bourbon that is being released, and I have some fun content that will hopefully maybe be up tomorrow, maybe, about a beer that is being released, and hopefully, not hopefully, yeah, hopefully a particular podcast that will be up next week. Here's what I'm thinking. So I teased a week or two ago that the next episode of Cincy Brewcast would be the kickoff to the new season, and that I would use this big event that's coming up to kick off that season. I think there's going to be an episode in between those. And so now I don't know if that should be the first episode of volume, what are we at? Volume 12? Volume 12, right? I don't know. Volume 12. Or I should just leave it volume 11 and still do the next one as volume 12, even though technically the new season always starts in March. I don't know what the right way to do it is. Chris says a duet, maybe. Technically, I was asked not to talk about it, which is very confusing. I cannot confirm or deny. I think I can say that I'm going to have content about duet. I think I can do that. I don't know. I don't understand how any of it works. I don't understand the rules. The press release is out there. You guys know duet exists. Maybe I'll talk about it soon. I think I could say that. That's dumb if I can't say that. Yeah. That just keeps getting better as it gets watered down just a little bit. Yeah. Chris says they've already put it out there. Yeah, they have, but there's like, so technically I'm I don't even know how to say it without like uh, saying it. I'm yeah, they've already put it out there. I can talk about the fact that Duet exists. Heck, we talked about it on this show. We showed the label like a month or two ago, so we know it exists. We know what it is. We have a release date for it. Um, yeah, I will. Here, I can say this. I will have content recorded and hopefully ready to post when it's released. I can say that. I think I can say that. um, I might. I might. I will probably have both a video and a podcast. I'm hoping. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm gonna make. Like that's what makes all this so tough. Is like I can record as much stuff as I want, but if I don't have time to edit it and get it up there, does it really exist? I don't know. There's like I was thinking about that the other day because I still am sitting on this Richmond content from when I was down in Richmond, Virginia, and I've got all this great content about where to drink in Richmond, and I can write the blog post, and that's not that that's easy to get done, but that's relatively easy compared to putting a video together. But I've got all of this really great video content that I want to get a YouTube video made, and I just can't find the time. Can't find the time. It's this new job, which I'm going to try to be as vague as possible about, is a lot of time. It's fine, and I am hoping that at some point that gets a little bit better, but I don't actually know that it's going to. So we're talking like 10 and 11-hour days, like every single day, and that puts a little bit of a strain on trying to figure out when to record podcasts and when to make videos and all of that. But we're figuring it out. It does, in like in a weird way, it does make it easier to do the things that I want to do. Except for these, there's a couple like really big projects that I'm in the middle of right now that you guys have heard about. That are sucking up every ounce of non-work time that I have. But once those are kind of wrapped up, then all of that time is just gnome time. Like I don't even have to like I will still take on client projects, but they will be so few and far between that I think I will get to spend more time on the gnome stuff that I want to, the magazine and stuff like that is over the next year going to get really, really crazy. I think it's all going to work out better is the moral of the story. We'll find out. Famous last words. I think it's going to be better. Becherovka. All right. That's the end of the cocktail. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me. Huge shout out to Garrett for hanging out and give us another sneak peek into Speak of the Devil Day, which again is this coming weekend, this Saturday at Streetside. Get out there and get out there early. In fact, if you get there super early, snag me a can of Nocino and we'll drink it together and we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll make a video about it. And then we'll make a video about it, and then I will let you edit the video and get it posted because I don't know that I have time to do anything. I do have a video almost done. It is so close. I just need to put some finishing touches on it and get the audio up to snuff. It'll be good. It'll be good. We'll have it done. We'll have it done soon. I should stay up really late tonight and do it. No. Nope. Nope, because I got to do taxes. I got to finish my taxes because I didn't finish that tonight. Why? Why is this my life? I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me. This show, I know I've said it before, but this show means so much to me. This is like a fun little like. It's free, and not that I'm restrained by Cincy Brewcast or Drinking with a Gnome, but they are very defined in what they look like and what they sound like and what the content is. And this is not that at all. It's a video show. It's a live show. It's an audio show. You can have guests call in. You can do it live on location if you want to. Like, this is just free to just do whatever we want to do. And I, especially when my life gets chaotic and things get stressful, this provides some kind of escape for that. And so I appreciate that all of you guys allow this to keep existing. Because if none of you show up, eventually it just stops being a show. It's the fact that you show up and you hang out and you download it and you share it with people and you watch it on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you like to watch it. That's what makes this thing keep going. If nobody listens or watches, it just doesn't exist. And so thank you for that, because especially like in little periods like this where I'm not releasing Brewcast the way I want to. I'm not recording Drinking with the Gnome the way I want to. I'm not making YouTube videos the way I want to. I'm not writing blog posts the way I want to because things are just too busy. I can still find an hour and 25 minutes that I can come down here to the basement. I can hide. I can grab a couple bottles off my bar and sit and drink something with you guys. I hope you understand what that means, and I hope you understand that it fuels this whole thing to keep going and to keep progressing. And it's gonna be good. This is gonna be fun. We've got some good stuff coming. If you haven't subscribed to the magazine, go to cincydrinks.com because it's fun. And this first issue is done. But I'm not calling it done because I'm still trying to figure out what it looks like. If I'm being honest, I'm still trying to lay it all out and make it like look as beautiful as it does in my head. And then yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun stuff, and I know you guys are gonna love it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. If you like this, if you like any of the stuff that I do, go to thegnarlygnome.com/support. That is the lifeblood of all of this. That is the and I assume even more so as I start taking on less and less client work, that will be the thing that kind of feeds into all of the podcasts, the website. That'll be the thing that kind of make sure that all of that keeps working the way it's supposed to. Things are busy. I promise content will be happening. I do my best. I love you guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. I behind the scenes, and I probably shouldn't talk about this. Alex will appreciate this. I've been building out different sections of the website very, very slowly because life and again chaos. But one of those sections that is being built out to the website is the Dayton side of the website. TheGnarlyGnome.com will never be a Dayton brewery website, but there will be a Dayton piece of the website, and I've hinted at it for years at this point. But it is there. The framework is there. The content is being built on offline, And once all of that rolls in, there's some fun stuff that'll be there. And I think you guys will like it. And yeah, maybe one of these days we can figure that out and really make Dayton the best suburb of Cincinnati. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Please share the show with somebody. That's how all of this stuff keeps growing. And share something with somebody. It doesn't even have to be the show. Share something. Share the YouTube page. Share Facebook account. It doesn't matter. Just share something that I do with somebody that you think would like it. And maybe even more important, this week, get out there and make something about Cincinnati beer. Make a video, make a podcast, take some pictures and post them on Instagram. I know that Instagram's all videos now, and that's all you're supposed to do is reels. Screw it. Post pictures. I don't think it matters. I don't think if everybody looks at videos, that's what they're gonna push. But if all of us like to look at pictures, they'll lean back into that. So post pictures. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Make something. Just make something about beer because that's what makes it all fun. That's what makes it all exciting and engaging for us as drinkers. We'll be back next week. We'll talk about more fun Cincinnati beer news because there's always something happening. In fact, I think there's like 3 things that I didn't talk about this week that I probably should have. It's fine. We'll do it next week. We'll see you guys. Thank you very much. We need to hit some label approvals one of these weeks. Yeah, there's some good stuff. Which button is it? Did we decide it's this one? It's funny, but that is not the right button. Ooh. Oh, it's not that one either. Means it's this one. We'll see you guys next week. I need to put new sound effects in on those instead of sad trombone. We'll see you guys. Cheers, everybody. If you are a Dayton beer fan, I need to know what your favorite Dayton breweries are. Quickly jump in the chat and tell me, or send me a message. Favorite Dayton breweries. I need to know them.